if anybody's
I was
interested.
good until I went to speak. What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say, if anybody's interested, I do tree calls on Thursdays at 1 p.m. Illinois time.
Yes.
And I'm on for about a half an hour or so. And we do homage or prayers, or whatever you want to call it, to Mother Earth, the planet, the animal kingdoms. I think it's really important because Mother Earth is a living entity that's growing like the rest of us. So we need to honor that. So if you want to join Mel, just email Mel and she'll send you the information. But if you don't know it, ask her up there, she'll be. Thank you.
And now, louder. And now, the time has come. So, yes, it is heartfelt to present at the first conference that Mary's not here. I've been speaking at her conferences since '96. I only missed one. I could not get to the airport. I could not leave my
Microphone.
That microphone's not working.
I know, so just let me do this. Okay. Is this better?
Yeah.
A little bit, but you need to go closer to
Lean in.
Okay.
Here.
So I'm gonna hold it. I wasn't going
Yeah.
to, but yeah. Okay. Now, that's better. I said. So, I'm Gayle Mack. For those of you who don't know me, I've been speaking and doing channeling work and bringing forth the Mary energy and Divine Mother energy since 1996. I had met Mary before, but Mary had come to one of my tours in France for the Mary Magdalene Holy Grail Vortex tour. And once we met, we realized that we were on the same page, and it was really nice to have somebody that communicated and worked and thought and healed the same way. So we became fast friends, very close. And Mary and I traveled around the world, as with several here in the room, shifting energy and helping keep free will on this planet. So that was pretty much Mary's shtick, I guess. It was her message to keeping free will and resonating unconditional love and healing to the planet and bringing harmony and activating the Great Pyramid through her pyramid. And her pyramid, for those who don't know, was built to scale of the Great Pyramid. So it is on a ley line frequency that resonates with the Great Pyramid. So Mary's pyramid is very powerful. And we've had a lot of work over the years, over the 45 years and before when the pyramid was built. So through that and through the many years of Sakkara, there's many people here in this room that have given me tidbits of information, some little tidbits that just got filed away, and some that were very profound that also got put into daily practice and sometimes got put away for a little while. But there's so many people that presented over the years that little pieces of wisdom was given. And for me, since '96, I'll let somebody else do that. I've been gathering wisdom and information and family. So y'all are family, and many are in my heart. Y'all are all in my heart, but there's someone just, and I'm not going to tell you who you are. Okay, anyway. So through the wisdom and the teachings, I just put little things back. And The most important was the pyramid energy. Benjamin helped with that, Ken Killer helped with that. The tachyon field, understanding energy. Mary taught us about energy. She put it in layman's terms. She took it as scientific jargon, and she put it down in layman's terms that we could understand. And she said the same thing over and over and over again. And then when you would ask her a question, what would she say? Yeah. Or she would say, well, honey, did you douse for that? So, and then what do your guys say? She always put it back on us. When she knew that you had the answer, you were just looking for validation. So oftentimes when you didn't get Mary to give you an answer, it was because she was asking you to step in to validate yourself and to trust it on yourself. And then there were times where you asked Mary a question and she took off and she would start going. And in the early days, she would start in one subject and 3 sentences later, she was in 3 other subjects. And then you would be, and then she'd be like, you got that, dear? And then someone else, people are filled in the empty spaces in between. And then she started to slow down, and which was really good, and she would do her teachings. And her book, if you don't have it, is really good. It's like one of my Bibles. I reference that book on a regular basis. So, standing column waves, tachyon fields, medicine wheels, learning how to shift energy, bringing in the Holy Grail vortex. I was with Mary in France. She was on one of my tours when the Holy Grail vortex was given to her. And I was on a 12-dimensional stargate in Mount Bucharest and having a 12-dimensional experience. And Mary was at the base of the mountain having a 12-dimensional experience with the 12 etheric knights that came and gave her the Holy Grail vortex. That Holy Grail vortex is very powerful, as many of you know, and we've used it for personal, for our healing practices, for global healing, to stop the weather patterns, to there's so many things. That's one of the reasons on Sidebar that I've asked you all to put experiences down that you've had with Mary, so we can put those in the book and put them forward for those that come after us when we're gone. So you have my email, so you can send it to me and I'll put those together. So tonight, I'm honoring several people that put little tidbits of wisdom into my mental and heart file. And as many of you know, I had a head injury a while back, and I was given a spiral breath to reconnect the brain and the heart so I could begin healing. And so the spiral breath is very important, and that will be shared and given, and I'm going to have to put this down so I can show you. The other part of that, in my healing process, I saw it from my injury that my face did not look like me, and my sphenoid bone was shifted. So I did research on how to bring it back, and in that process, I learned, I need your hands. So I'll speak. So the sphenoid bone sits in your face with your cheekbones. They call it butterfly bone because it has 2 little tails like a monarch butterfly. It holds your atlas in place. So if your sphenoid bone is shifted, you're not going to hold your alignments for your atlas. And your atlas holds your head in place. It's the first vertebra of your spinal column. When you breathe, the sphenoid bone moves forward and it moves back. and it helps push the cerebrospinal fluid through the brainstem up into the brain, and your sutures expand with your inhalation and exhalation. So you have this movement. Coming down, you have the diaphragm. The diaphragm also expands out when you take an inhalation, and it expands and or releases, contracts, and it pushes the air from the lower lungs up to the upper lungs, and it also massages all of the organs. Then you have your tailbone. When you breathe out, your tailbone comes out when you exhale. When you inhale, it comes back. When you exhale, it's forward. So you have this movement, and what is that? That tapping feel that's coming up the spine. So at the tailbone, it comes out with the inhale. When you exhale, it moves forward. It moves the cerebrospinal fluid up the spinal column, where it works and goes up the spinal column, and it charges. It's electromagnetic. It has crystalline, piezoelectric crystalline fragments that are conduct electromagnetic energy. So when you're doing the spiral breath, when you're doing any kind of breath, thank you very much. So when you're doing any kind of breath, it is charging electromagnetically your cerebrospinal fluid. And it's very important because that's how you also activate your frontal lobes, and you activate your higher consciousness, your perception. It's really, really, really important, and we've been sharing for a long time, that it is important for you to stand and own your own energy and to be the light that be the light that others will come to. Sorry. So, in that process of charging the cerebrospinal fluid and activating, we're going to do a little, thank you. As you can tell, I like to talk with my hands. Sweet, okay. Thank you. So, we are electromagnetic beings. Our heart is electromagnetic, and it is an amplifier. It amplifies whatever the energy and whatever emotion that we are going through. It is important that we check where we're at, and if you're in a lower vibration, do what you can to move out and up into a higher frequency vibration. Those of you who are ordained today, you are accepting a resonance and a frequency that to raise your vibration, your personal vibration and resonance, and things will come into your journey in the next few days to show you where you are at in that resonance. So just pay attention to your dreams and allow yourself to take the high road and expand and be in unconditional love. Being in unconditional love does not mean that you are going at. It means that you are loving and allowing, and sometimes you have to love with a little more firmness than normal. But in being unconditionally loving, being self-loving is number one. And when you connect your heart to divine and you are working in divine love, then it's easier for you to move through your journey. So in that process, so one night, I was just about to fall asleep. I was sliding into that deep sleep. And God put all this information, this wisdom, techniques together, and told me to put them together in one routine. So it is something that I've been doing. And one of the things is with the breath, and working the tailbone and the diaphragm and getting everybody to move that energy and that movement. And the sacrum. So the sacrum also holds a frequency, and it has a code. And we were talking earlier of those that have been coming for a while. We had belly dancing for a while, and we had Jasmine that did the Egyptian And then there was Melissa Benjamin, who was one of her students that came in with the tribal energy, with the tribal belly dance. And for me, it was more earthy and it was more self-empowering, and I resonated to that. And there were movements that they all did, whether it was Jasmine or whatever, and it's the figure 8. So one of the things that I noticed with people, when they come into my practice or through my friends, they are locked in the hips. So when you first start doing a figure 8 with your hips, you're gonna clank, and you're gonna clank, and you're not gonna be really smooth. But the more that you do that, and if you can't do it standing up, you could do it in your chair. They even have these little bottle seats, and like a rubber pillow that you can sit on that actually allows you to move your hips when you're in a seated position. So doing the figure 8 is very good for your body, for your hips, and it activates the sacrum, and the sacrum starts to vibrate, and the tailbone is in the center of the sacrum. And once you get one side going, you can reverse it, and you can do the other side. And then if you feel really good, then you can do it the other way. And reverse it. So doing the figure 8, if you could start doing the figure 8, and then also to practice with your breathing, and you inhale, bring your tailbone out, exhale, curl your tailbone in. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So when you start doing that, you can do it in the chair while you're sitting, and we will do a few minutes. I'm going to give you all the guidance and the pieces, and then we will we'll put it together, and I'll guide you through. So we'll do some breath work, and then we're going to do moving the hips to get the energy in the cerebral spinal fluid moving up through the spinal column and activating the frontal lobes and charging your personal energy. The fluid in your spinal column is your personal energy. It's electromagnetic, and you can charge that. You can raise it, or you can choose to let the 5G energies overpower and keep your energy low, or you can choose to overcome that and charge that on a regular basis. Whether you do it or not, when you do breath work, that's what you are doing, charging the energy. And meditation also helps with that. So the other part of that, with moving that, of course, was Mary Hardy's Holy Grail Vortex. So once we do a little breath work, we're going to do the Holy Grail Vortex. And in the beginning, we're going to put in the point of light. We're going to do a vortex that's going to transmute anything that no longer serves you. So as you breathe and you start opening up, then you're going to do an individual Holy Grail vortex around you. The person next to you will not experience or be interfering with what you're dumping because it's being transmuted in your Holy Grail vortex. So everybody can do their own stuff. You can dump what no longer serves you, all the lower frequencies, give yourself permission to let that go. Do a little more breath work. And one of the things with charging and doing that standing column away, bringing the energy from the ionosphere out into the earth and from the earth up into the ionosphere, it creates the tachyon field. Tachyon field does this, it changes, and it activates. Your tachyon field is where the power of thought starts. So once you put your power of thought and you give yourself permission, you're going to start activating your energy. So charging that energy is really good because it's like plugging in your phone. The phone is a great source of energy as long as it has energy. So you can't make a call, you can't do anything if it's not plugged in. So charge your energy. So in that process of meeting people, also I met Chad Edward here at Mary Hardy's, and Chad introduced me to a person, Sabrina Wallace. So if you haven't heard of Sabrina Wallace, I cannot show her videos here because she has a mouth that would make a sailor blush. But she is very good, she's very true, she knows what she's talking about. And she teaches people how to charge your energy, and she talks about piloerection. So piloerection is when you get the goosebumps, the God bumps, and the hair stands up on your arms and on your body, on the back of your neck. Your hair is antennas. Our bodies are antennas. And she's teaching how to protect your body and raise your frequency in today's time. With the 5G and the 6G and the smart dust and the graphene oxide and this and that, our bodies have been hijacked, so to speak. So we do have technology that is in our body. And even if you don't have technology, they created the technology that actually uses our body as the medium and the antenna. So it is, and she helped develop part of that energy. When she realized what she was doing, she became the whistleblower. So she knows how to correct that. And I know it's kind of weird and it's kind of scary to hear that the powers that want to be in control are using our bodies because we have coils and water. We're over 70% water. So they use the water to transmute the frequencies. So they can subdue us, they can agitate us, they can make us sick, but you can also charge your energy, and what's even more powerful than what they have out there is what's in here. So when you do breath work and you start charging the cerebrospinal fluid and electromagnetic, you know, when we got started with energy, you rolled your hands together and you created an energy ball. So anybody in here not familiar with that? I think we all started with doing hands-on healing with the energy. So she talks about activating your energy ball, building that energy ball, making it stronger, making it stronger, making it stronger, and putting it into your heart. She uses green energy. You can use green. We like to use green because it's the vibration of unconditional love. But you create that energy ball, you put it in your heart, and then you hold your hands together and you run the energy from the heart down your right arm, from your right palm into your left palm, which receives, and it comes back up to the heart, then it comes back out to the right hand, back into the left hand, and it creates this little loop. So as you're charging the energy and it's going through the heart's amplifying the frequency and the energy and the electromagnetic energy that is you, and then she pops the energy out through the skin, and your hair stands up on end, and that shields from all the electromagnetic frequencies that are going on you. You don't necessarily need to be wearing a Q-link or patches. Those things do have their place, but you don't need them because you have the most powerful magnet and the most powerful amplifier, the most powerful protector is in your body. It's your heart. It's your electromagnetic frequency, and it's your biofield, which is the new term for aura. They said that there is no aura, but you have the biofield, because that's the scientific name, and the aura is the Google name. So the aura and the biofield are the same, and how do you activate it? With breath work, with prayer, and charging up your energy, your commitment, and your time. So really, it just takes time. And I know a lot of us are very wise in here, and oftentimes, and I'm guilty of this myself, I get busy in day-to-day life, and then I go, gosh, when was the last time I meditated? When did I do breath work? So for me, I make a conscious commitment every morning when I wake up to do breath work and to set the stage for the rest of my day. If I get off-centered, I stop and I do breath work, and then move on to my day. Before I go to bed, I do breath work because that, I don't want to take anything that I experienced from the day and put that market into my cells, only that is the unconditional love and grace and Holy Spirit. So I do breath work at least twice a day. So, do you have any questions before we get started?
What was her name again?
Sabrina Wallace. So there are a couple Sabrina Wallace. You can do like Sabrina Wallace on Rumble. And you get a lot of videos and information. Her newer ones, she's toned down a bit, and she is quite cute, and she leans into the camera, and she's like, still with me? She's very cute. She does, if you can overlook the F-bombs, then you're good. And she does have good reason to use that because she was raised in that realm that we really don't like to look at. But she was raised for a purpose. She was created and manifested and raised for a certain purpose, and she has special gifts. So now she's stepped away. So we're not going into the fear of that because she's also telling us how to come out of that, how to combat that, how to heal our energies, how to be strong, how to protect ourselves. When we're feeling that we're overwhelmed, when in front of the computer, you feel like you're having energy being thrown at you, pop your energy out. And the more you do this and you practice this on a regular basis, you can do it at will. So in the beginning, it's going to take you a little while, just like anything else. It's going to take you practice to get that going, but once you experience it, then you know what it feels like, and then you can do it. And what's beautiful is when you're in the room with other people, as soon as one person does it, everybody, everybody starts doing it. So, those of you who wish to stand up that are falling asleep, you can stand up. Figure eight. Just do that little figure eight. And you do that a couple times. And then we'll reverse the direction. Okay. So figure eight. Or just imagine figure eight. Just sway your hips to that. Okay. So you can do this when you're at home. You can do this back in your bunkhouses, and you can do it with music, or you can do it without. It's your preference. So after you do that for a while, so we're going to do a little breath work. So you're going to inhale, and you're going to rock your pelvic back, so your tailbone comes out a little more exaggerated. And as you exhale, you're going to bring it forward. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, expand your diaphragm. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now continue to breathe on your own for a few minutes. And then as you're breathing, put into your thought that you are charging your cerebral spinal fluid. You are activating the electromagnetic frequencies in your body, and with each breath, you activate and raise the frequency of your electromagnetic resonance. And breathe. And continue breathing. your breathing, you're going to create a holy grail vortex. And you're going to bring the point of light down through your core, from the ionosphere down to the top of your head, down to your spinal column, connecting it to the earth. And our intention is to clear out and transmute anything that no longer serves you, any fear, any anger, any bitterness, any frustration, lack of self-worth, lack of self-love, lack of purpose. Whatever emotion is coming up for you, put it in point of light, with harm to none, to transmute into unconditional love that allows your cerebral spinal fluid and your biofield to activate and charge and regenerate. So you can then see the rings, the second vortex, the third, and the fourth, and you say the Holy Grail vortex. You can say it if you along with me, or you can just say it inwardly. And once that is done, then allow yourself to transmute. The time enough, the brain is good. Generating and transmuting all the metabolic resources, all lower frequencies that are blocking our transition to enlightenment. And as we heal and we transmute, raising our frequency, our electromagnetic power, activating our biofield with grace and ease. From light within the mind of God, that light stream forth into the minds of men, that light to send on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, that love stream forth into the hearts of men, make Christ eternal love. From the center where the will of God is known, and purpose God within the wills of men, the purpose which the Master is now served. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and they have sealed the door and entered rest, that light, love, and power restored and honor. Transmute. Breathe. Expand it in your hands. into your heart. The hologram vortex is continuing to transmute and charge. They are the unconditional love, divine love, amplifying your heart. They are your heart expanding, moving past your aura field, filling with aura. The energy around your body, filling your personal vortex. And when you feel the energy is charged and high, move it to this outer edge of the skin, activating the hairs on your arm, activating your antennas. Keep it going, raise the frequency, raise the energy. Move it from the heart out also. And do that one more time. And how you feel. Did anybody experience also lovers taking? So do energy and do how you feel is best to activate and charge your cerebral spinal fluid and your breath work the way you breath work, however you feel matters. Charge the frequency, charge the cerebral spinal fluid. Bring it up from the tailbone, edge of your front lobes, and then pulse it out through your skin. And do this practice every day. Try to do it multiple times. The more you do it, and the faster you can do the antenna and do the pyro erection, that is your antenna. That is charging you. It's your biofield. It's activated. And every time you hit that frequency and those hairs stand up on your arm, and I don't have much hair, so you see no goose flesh. Every time you activate your biofield, you also regenerate stem cells. So you can heal the body, you can heal the mind, the heart, you can protect yourself from the frequencies that we are being bombarded with. Are there any questions? Yes.
Can you go over the let it go again, the spark again? So how are you activating that part once you get it?
Once you feel it charged,
Yeah.
you feel it in the heart, and if you send it out from the heart out through your skin. So she does that little, I send it out for me. I need the visual and that it's going out from my heart out through my skin. So your skin is your largest organ, and then the biofield is larger than your skin. That also is an organ that is not in physical form. So charging the energy with your heart, and then when you feel that you're charged, Move the energy out through your skin into your aura field, or your body field, one and the same. And that's the strongest protection you have. And then once you activate that on a regular basis, then you can call it in and you can start directing energy to use for protection and for healing and raising the frequency.
I've heard you say you do this every morning, and I know that when you do it a lot, your body knows what's next. And I just wondered if you would demonstrate what you do every morning and how involved to do your workout.
Okay. So, okay, what she asked is how to do, how I do it in the morning. And so I do pretty much what I just shared. I don't do the figure 8 until I stand up. But when I wake up, I do my breath work and I set the course of my day. I do my breath work, I'm making sure I'm moving my tailbone, I'm moving the sacrum, and you can do that in the bed before you get up, and that just, it just starts the energy. So when you do put your feet on the floor, you're stronger when both feet touch the floor, and you can stack up and load up faster. I do my breath work and then I visualize the Holy Grail vortex. I say that, and I, sitting up in my bed, I create my energy ball, charge it with unconditional love, and I amplify it. And then as I start to feel the ball and energy and resistance, I make it larger, I expand it. So pretty soon, I have a good size, maybe each ball size of energy that I can physically feel the resistance of the energy. I place that in my heart, then send that energy down my right hand, into my left hand, up through my arm, through my heart, and I'm doing that loop. So I'm doing the breath work because I put the intention in, so my breath work is working this way, and then my intention is also doing that. I don't have to do it at the same time because I said it, and then I go on to the next, and it's already doing that. It's like the Holy Grail vortex. We've got vortexes going in both directions, and then also from the center, up and over, and down and around. So we have the toroidal field and the Holy Grail vortex. So all of that is going on when you place your intention, and you don't have to keep your focus on one thing. You put your intention and let that energy keep going. So I do that in the morning, and then when I put my feet on the floor, I'm centered. And I start my day being centered instead of hitting the ground running and being scattered. So for me, I prefer to, that's how I do my day. I also like to go sit outside and on the porch and listen to the birds, and I do the energy, do that same routine when I go out on my patio, and the birds will start singing along with me, and oftentimes the hummingbirds will, because they're feeling the energy when I get in coherence with divine, and it's very sweet. They're feeling the energy, and then all the birds, sometimes they'll just sit, they'll be around, and my sister calls me Snow. So I'm here just to share, and the little pieces that I've gathered through the years, putting them together, God put them together for me, and that is what I bring to you, is a way to know that you're protected, to heal yourself, to activate your electromagnetic frequency, to activate your biofield. Do your breath work however you feel guided to do. I do the spiral breath, and then I take it down through the spinal column, and then bring that energy back up. Do whatever works for you.
How do people find your book?
Oh, yes. So actually, you can find it tomorrow.
Your book.
So my book, Spiral Breath, Activating Higher Consciousness, Healing and Reliever, it's on Amazon. And you can also purchase, I have 15 or 20 copies here, for those who don't have them. So I'll have those down, or upstairs tomorrow. And for those, there have been a few that are asking, yes, I will be doing some private sessions, so I did. Any more questions? As we are coming upon time to close. So you can take the energy, you can gather in your tents, in the bunkhouse. We just have to be on time, and at 9 o'clock, we have to be finished in this area. So you can continue to love and share, but
What time tomorrow? This is good.
time.
Thank you, Gayle.
I know I got started a little bit slow and wishy-washy. I got emotional, and it took me a few minutes. 8 o'clock we start. So 8 o'clock is breakfast, and then the first speaker is Lenny Rosencrantz, 9 a.m. Virginia Lowstein is at 10. Lisa Wolf is at 11. Linda Westman is at 12. 1 o'clock is lunch. 2 o'clock,
Correction,
Don Marsh.
I'll be at 12, and Linda will be at, and I'll be on Sunday at 9.
Oh, okay. So 12 will be Don Marsh. And so upstairs, just before the door, there's a blackboard. I'm going to have the speakers listed there. So if you, and a piece of chalk, if you go by, you can put what you're speaking about, because people keep asking me, and it's like, I don't know, just as you need. There's a, you have.
No, my question was, I have a list of speakers, but I have no idea what anyone's talking about.
Yes, that's what I just said. So when I put their names, the speakers, when you go by, it just write what your presentation is going to be about.
What time is Christmas?
Yeah, it'll be on the chalkboard. As soon as we get upstairs, we'll erase and miss them.
Dixie wanted to let you know she wants me to sing tomorrow and tell her the story.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can help Mary Hardy and Shaw, because I brought Shaw with me. So she
Oh,
wants
sweet.
to try to incorporate that. She wanted me to ask you what would be a good time for me to sing that with here for everyone.
Okay. So, all right, I'm going to repeat it, so just relax. So we asked Jenny to sing and tomorrow and share the story. She helped Mary Hardy transition, and she draped Mary with a shawl and did the shaman's honoring. And it helped Mary with her transition. And so Dixie and the board has asked that Jenny share her experience. She's got the shawl with her, and then she will do some singing, some chanting. So I would like to say maybe like 10 to 9 before we get started. But then, who knows, there, before lunch? How about just before lunch?
Yes, that's beautiful.
Do it at lunch?
Yeah.
While you're eating? Yeah.
We do upstairs on other ones,
That's what we'll do. While you're eating lunch, Jenny is going to sing and share the story. She'll have a mic upstairs.
Good idea. What time is
It takes a village.
I was thinking at noon, what time is lunch? Then 1 o'clock?
1 o'clock is lunch.
Okay.
Yep.
So one
So
more
that
question.
Yes.
Are you channeling yourself over the weekends, Mary's or Isis? Are you?
You know, so I channel, yes. And Divine Mother usually is the one that comes through that different aspects of Divine Mother and the feminine aspect come through and change depending on the person who is in front of me and what they require. So the energy is always Divine Feminine and Divine Mother. It is the different aspects, whether it's Kuan Yin or Isis, the goddess, or Mary Magdalene. So it just
Will you
depends.
do that actually?
Yeah.
When?
Well, I will have a schedule, and it'll be up at the registration desk. And so I will do it once I announce, because I'm the MC, I will announce you, and for some of you, I'm not here to listen to your program because I will be doing private sessions. So that I'll have tomorrow morning, I'll have a list that you can put your name in the spots.